I taught my daughter how to drive. Well, okay, indirectly. I taught her mother how to drive, and in turn, her mother taught her how to drive. I've always been a bit of a speed demon. My daughter's mother, similar, so it makes sense that, yeah. So, my daughter's mother was finishing with my daughter and her lessons, and of course they butted heads. It's a thing that mothers and daughters do. They're either the best of pals or they butt heads, and they butted heads. And so my daughter decided she didn't want her mother to teach her how to drive anymore. She decided it was me, and so there it was. So we came close. She had a permit. We came close to when she wanted to take her driver's test, but she said she wanted a little bit more practice, and I said, okay, fine. We went outside, and I had two cars, 1987 Mercury Grand Marquis and a Pontiac Grand Prix of the current year, which at that time was 2011. So I decided that she could learn how to drive in the Mercury Grand Marquis, because if you can drive a bigger car, which it was, you can drive anything. So we went around the block, and we stopped, and this, that, and other. So we got back to the block of where our house was, and she parallel parked perfectly. And I said, okay, Sweets, you can move up some. And so Sweets moved up some. I said, okay, let's try and move backwards. I want to see you do it in one isolated spot. She moved backwards. I said, okay, move forwards. So she moved forwards. I said, okay, you can stop now. The car kept going. I said, okay, you can stop now. I said, Sweets, you can stop the car now. The car kept going, and wham, right into a Hyundai. And because this was a giant iron tank we were in, she wrecked the back of the Hyundai. And I said, Sweets, why didn't you stop? And she looks at me, one of those beautiful brown eyes of hers, and says, Dad, you didn't tell me to stop. I mean, you're the experienced driver. You're supposed to have control. You're supposed to help me out so I don't do stuff like this. It's your fault. And I said, okay, that's obviously her mother talking or what have you. I said, okay, Sweets, switch seats. She said, huh? I said, you don't have a license. You don't have any insurance. I have both. Switch seats. And we did, had insurance. The ladies whose car it was had been looking out the window for some reason. Others saw and said, oh, you're a great father to take the blame for your daughter. Your insurance is good. I'm like, yeah, it's good. And so she's like, no problem whatsoever. So we go back inside during the day, and, I go upstairs and I'm playing PlayStation. Later on, my daughter comes up and she's like, Dad, I want to tell you I'm sorry for crashing into the car. I should have been paying more attention. But you know what? I really think I'm close. I'd like to go out for a drive tomorrow to show you I'm ready. I said, okay, Sweets, no problem. Next day comes, we get in Pontiac Grand Prix this time. Sweets buckles in. She's got a pink hoodie on. It's her favorite color. She's got a pink hat. It looks like a racing hat. And she's got that pull down on her head. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so we pull out, and we live in Marquette Park. She does the roundabout and winds up on 59th to the Dan Ryan, and we're heading south. She gets on, and she says, Daddy, your seatbelt on? I'm like, yeah. She says, okay, here we go. And the next thing you know, it went from my daughter driving the car to NASCAR. I'm like, Sweets, you don't have to go that fast. In and out of traffic. Avoids the Skyway, goes all the way through. She goes past 63rd, 71st, 79th, 87, and she takes the 94 east towards Indiana, and she's gone. I'm like, Sweets, you need to slow down. She says, without even looking at me, Dad, you can't be afraid of speed. I said, what? She said, Dad, you can't be afraid of speed. Now, what was so ominous about this is what my father used to say to me when he taught me how to drive. I'm like, how the heck did she learn that? Anyway, she's gone. 111th, 127th. She's gone. Heading towards Lansing. Boom, boom, boom. I said, Sweet, slow down. She turns and looks at me while driving. Dad, you cannot yell at a driver. She's looking at me while saying this. Do you understand that, Dad? I said, look at the road. Dad, you're doing it again now. You cannot yell at the driver. All right? She looks away from me and looks in front of the road and is just whipping it. Woo, 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 woo. Next thing you know, we wound up in Cal City, where it's formerly River Oaks Plaza. She parks in the mall by the Marshall Fields. She says, Dad, what do you think? I catch my breath. Now, I'm used to driving fast because that's what I do. That's what my daughter's mother did. I wasn't expecting it from my child. I said, whew, that was exciting. Damn, you really got a good handle on the car. She said, yeah, I've been working and getting it together, and I really want to pass this test. But, I'm like my mom. My mom taught me how to drive, and she said you taught her how to drive, so we all the same. And I thought my child was being a smart ass, but okay. She said, if you want to drive back, we can. I said, no, you got it. The drive back was totally different than the drive there. It was very calm, very serene, like on a Sunday afternoon after church or something. And we talked. We talked about school. We talked about sports. We talked about movies we wanted to see. We just had a great father-daughter conversation. She drove safely on the expressway. Then she got off the expressway in a twist and took the streets so we could talk even more and take our time. She got us back to the house safely, parallel parked and everything, and she hit the brake this time. She said, Daddy, I'm not running into the car again. We both laughed. The next day, my daughter went and took the driver's test and passed successfully, easily. No surprise there. And she said, yeah, Dad, I didn't drive like I drove on the expressway. I said, I hope you didn't. It just goes to show my daughter doing that and reflecting. The children are a product of their parents. And my daughter is no different. The same way I drive and the way I taught her mother to drive, and the combination of both is the embodiment of the way she drives. But even more so, my daughter's a daredevil like I am. She dared the odds with a heart that wasn't as strong as it was supposed to be, the valve that wasn't there like it was supposed to be, and it didn't stop her from being an amazing teacher, amazing daughter, amazing woman, right up until her last breath. She lived life, all 28 years of it. She lived life. The way I have always preached that you got to live life and embrace life, my daughter embodied that. The same way her mother was strong even after she had a stroke, and my daughter helped her through the stroke, helped her get back. My daughter was strong like her mother was, like I believe I am. Children are the embodiment of their parents. And my daughter is such, because I haven't gotten used to past tense verbs. I love you, sweets. Thank you.